Welcome to Massive Late Fee. And now your hosts, Mark and Carol. Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Massive Late Fee. My name is Mark. With me as always is my happy girlfriend, Carol. How you doing today, Carol?
Hey, what's up?
I was almost going to say breathy because while you were waiting to talk, I just hear...
Shut up.
Into the microphone.
You're so mean.
I'm mean. I'm protective of our listeners' ears. That's
Are you?
Super mean.
Really? Is that the claim you're going to make?
It's been a good week here.
Has it?
October 25th, 1997.
It's been a good week for me. I don't know about you.
Yeah. Well, it's our last episode of October. It's October 25th, 1997. Our next episode will be November 1st or 2nd.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2nd.
Yay.
Yeah. No, 1st.
Okay.
No, I don't know. It's not even our last episode.
It's our last episode of October. It is.
Of the main show.
Of the main show, yes.
But Beverly Hills 90210 comes out on Halloween.
No, Beverly Hills. Oh. Yeah.
Which is Monday.
That's true. Okay. Whatever.
Ha, ha, ha.
Wow. Wow.
Shut up.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a Halloween-ish episode, I suppose. I have some stories, Carol. And then I think you have something.
I have some things I do.
Such an evil
I was so happy.
Okay. Well, are you going to be happy about the year 2000, Carol?
I don't know. What do you think?
Well, this article says, Millennial Madness, Much Ado About Myth. Apparently this dude says the only significance of hitting the year 2000 is the importance that people place on it. Quote, It's a human thing.
Okay.
2 years and 3 months from now, a single revolution of the Earth will take us into a new millennium.
This is really exciting, isn't it?
It is exciting, but so basically this whole thing is like the article. I'm not going to get super into the article, but the article basically talks about how some people believe that it's going to be the end of the world and all that shit.
They're stupid.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, but some people think, it's Armageddon. Some people think it's, I don't know, something with computers. I don't know. It was vague on it. And then other people are like, it's just another day.
I think
it's more. I think it's a mix of both.
You think it's a mix of both Armageddon and another day? What kind of mix is that?
Well, I mean, there are wars and people, die every day. It's Armageddon for somebody somewhere. It's not what I meant, though. I mean, it's a mix of being momentous and being ordinary.
Well, yeah, I think it is momentous, but I don't think it is the end of things.
No, I don't either.
Or, I don't think there's any religious connotations either. It's just,
Oh, nice word.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I'm smart. No, it's exciting though to start a new millennia.
It is. It will be. The one of the examples that he gave on there is he's like, eventually people will learn to write 2000 on their checks instead of 1999. But who writes 1999? Just write 99.
Well, you've obviously never made out a check.
I don't write 99. I write 97, but...
You don't write checks then?
Why? You wrote the full date out?
Yes.
Do you?
Yes.
I don't. Yeah, I don't.
Yes, when I sit there and pay our bills, that's what happens.
I don't write checks a lot. Sorry. But on everything else, it's like 97. On all the stuff on the computer, it's 97.
Well, yeah. A lot of times it's abbreviated.
Shorthand.
But checks are not one of those times.
Write out the date. Like you go to a doctor's office and they're like, hey, sign this and then date it. And you do, 10, 25, 97.
I think that when the millennia switches, though, that people might need to actually specify.
Because people might mistake it for 1901.
Well, okay, what about birthdays?
What about them?
So, say it's 2002.
Okay.
Okay, and you write 02 for a birthday. It could also be somebody who's 100. It could.
I guess.
There are people who are 110.
I guess. All right. Well, if it's not a Japanese name, they'll know it's not 100. All the most long-lived people in the world are Japanese for some reason.
It's because they respect their elders.
It's because of sushi.
Ooh, sushi.
What about Ewan McGregor? Are you familiar with Ewan McGregor?
I don't know.
He was in a movie we didn't watch last year, which
probably not.
We should. We should watch it. I've heard it's very good. It's a gritty film called Train Spotting.
Okay.
It's about drugs and stuff. Let's see.
Yeah, I want to watch it.
Now, this actor, it says actor, Salt Lake City needs to clean up act. Clean, wholesome Salt Lake City is a long way from home for British actor Ewan McGregor in more ways than one. Quote, yeah, well, I'm fed up with it. The star of last year's gritty Train Spotting told Entertainment Weekly during shooting A Life Less Ordinary, which is due out Friday. Quote, there's a paranoia and narrow-mindedness here that I find terrifying. He said of Utah's biggest city, quote, they won't even sell you cigarettes without an ID. And when people come to your house and see beer or wine bottles lying around, God, you get filthy looks.
Why are people coming to your house, man? What's going on?
Well, what do you mean? He's been living in Salt Lake City while he's shot this film.
Do Mormons do the door-to-door thing?
Yeah, I think they do.
Oh, well, then maybe that's why. Because I'm just thinking, if people are going to look at you like that, then why are you inviting them to your house?
Maybe he's made friends. Crew? I assume some of the film crew is from Salt Lake City.
I don't know why you'd make that assumption.
Why does he have beer and wine bottles littered all over his fucking house? That's what I want to know.
That is a question.
I once...
you know what it looks like after a party.
That's true. I once talked to a dude from England, and he was like, oh, I think that even though England has so many fewer people than the United States, that we could outdrink the United States. And I said, sir, Wisconsin exists in the United States.
Right.
You're familiar with that, right? There are drinking contests in other countries, like Mexico and shit like that, where you're not allowed to enter if you're from Wisconsin.
What?
It's 100% true.
That's ridiculous.
That's not just a joke I'm making up. That's true.
Where did you hear that?
I've been to Mexico.
Okay, and it's a rule in the whole giant country of Mexico that you can't enter a drinking contest?
For some drinking contests, yes.
You're from Wisconsin.
Yes.
Okay.
Whatever. Talk to people from Wisconsin. You want to challenge me.
I don't want to challenge you.
All right.
All right.
How about this? This is a quote from...
Never challenge you.
What?
What?
Okay, I want you to guess who this quote's from. I want a sexier look, actually. As the show goes on, I'll be whittling down my body, whittling down my wardrobe. I'll be nude by the second season. I had a great body for a long time without doing anything. And then all of a sudden, boom, now I've got to work out. Maintenance sucks. It's my goal to work out consistently for 1 year. But the thing about training is, you got to show up. I'm more into eyeliner than lifting weights. Who's that a quote from?
Sarah Michelle Gellar from Buffy?
No. Interesting, but no. This is Kirstie Alley.
For what show?
42. Veronica's Closet. Dude.
Oh.
She's a lingerie mogul in Veronica's Closet.
Interesting. I've never seen a single episode of that show.
She says she wants to get into shape for the show's wardrobe. But it's so funny because she's like, by the second season I'll be nude. You're not going to be because it's network TV. But I love how she's like, I had a great body for a long time without doing anything. Kirsty, I think there might have been a reason why it was easier to maintain, I'm not, allegedly, and I'm not saying anything, but to maintain a low weight.
Right. It was the 80s.
Younger years in the 80s, yeah. I've heard things. I mean, not as reliable as Wisconsin not able to be into drinking contests, so maybe you want to challenge me on it, but I've heard some things. Speaking of a 3 named actress, though, because you were talking about Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Right.
How about Melissa Explains It All?
Okay, I don't think those are 3 names.
No.
It's 1 name.
But it's Melissa Joan Hart.
Oh, okay, I got it.
Instead of Clarissa Explains It All, it's Melissa Explains It All. And that's how they titled this interview they did with Melissa Joan Hart.
Interesting.
It's almost Halloween, so let's get some magic. Or let's make some magic. Say what you want to create the perfect big sister or baby sister. What? The fuck? Say what you want to create the perfect big sister or babysitter. Imagine mixing up the following potion. A lock of Sabrina's hair, mixed with a giant helping of charm, a dash of charity, and a hip sense of humor. What do you get? Melissa Joan Hart, the 21-year-old star of ABC's Sabrina the Teenage Witch. What's teenage? It's not teenaged.
Yeah,
It's teenage.
correct. 'Cause, people don't say teenaged.
But before Melissa cast her spell on us as Sabrina, some of you knew her as Confident Clarissa. I did. For 4 years, Melissa explained it all on Nickelodeon's Clarissa Explains It All. Great. Melissa, do they need to hit a Ford count here or something? Melissa got her first acting job when she was just 4 in a commercial for a doll.
How cute.
Now she's promoting her own Sabrina dolls. Melissa yacked with us last week by phone from the Sabrina set at Paramount Studios in Hollywood. Newspaper wouldn't fly out, huh? Question: in real life, are you more like Sabrina or Clarissa? What a stupid question. I'm a little of both. Sabrina's not comfortable being a teenager. She panics. I've dealt with all the peer pressure stuff too. I know what it feels like. Clarissa's very confident. She doesn't give in to peer pressure at all. I think I got a lot of confidence playing Clarissa. Okay, so those are 2 conflicting things.
I think it's fan service kind of answers. Whichever one you want me to be, I'm that.
What's the best thing about being famous? Is this okay? 1 second here. Let me find this person's name. And speaking of fan service, I think this is just a fan that they got to do this. There's no name on it.
What? Weird.
Who wrote this?
Who cares? They suck.
Oh my god, what terrible questions.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyway, what's the best part about being famous? Her answer: going to all the movie premieres.
Oh, jeez.
She's only 21. Sabrina has such cool clothes. Do you ever borrow them?
What? Do you have any idea how fucking performances work? What?
She says, yeah, I do. If I really like something, I get to look through Sabrina's wardrobe and yes or no stuff. I usually try stuff on, or if I'm too busy, I have my double try it on. But that's not borrowing them.
Yeah.
She's going through the wardrobe saying yes or no. Yeah. I borrow the cat, too. Fuck. Do you still live at home? 21-year-old millionaire. I live in an apartment down the street from my family. I'm about 5 minutes away.
Oh, that's nice.
Moving into a house next week. Melissa is a big sister to 1 brother and 5 sisters. Holy
wow.
shit. She says she babysits her little sisters and has slumber parties with her siblings. Sometimes they get together to watch movies.
Oh, that's so cute.
What are you doing for Halloween? Working. But I'll go to some crew parties, she says. Will you dress up? Fuck. I'm going to be Princess Leia. I
want pictures.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Have you ever been a witch?
What?
Is this article secretly to try to out her as a real life witch so they can burn her? It's fucking Goody Proctor asking these questions. She says, I was Elvira when I was 14. Fun fact, Elvira's not a witch.
Exactly. It's a vampire.
What's your favorite Halloween candy?
What's
your favorite Halloween candy? Since stupid questions are being asked.
My favorite Halloween candy?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's such a hard question. It really is. Like, I know you want me to say candy corn.
No, I don't want you to say candy corn.
Because
no one wants you to say candy corn.
We were discussing candy corn earlier, and I told him that I do like candy corn.
It sucks.
Especially the pumpkin pieces. And yeah, he thinks I'm weird. But I wouldn't say that's my favorite, though.
Okay.
I think maybe it's like, I don't know, what has nougat and nothing else?
What's your favorite candy? Like, just in general.
I don't know. I'm a Gemini, and it's really hard for me to pick favorites.
What has nougat and nothing else?
Isn't that like Mars or?
Oh yeah, I think Mars bars nougat and nothing else.
Maybe. I don't know. I feel that right now, but tomorrow it could be something completely different.
Well, hers Snickers bars.
What about you?
My favorite Hollywood candy. Cocaine.
Is it martini shaped?
My favorite Halloween candy. So not specifically Halloween, obviously. I like Milk Duds a lot. Sometimes you get
those are really good.
Sometimes you get those little thing of Milk Duds. Probably that.
Okay.
Or Reese's stuff. Yeah. I like the little peanut butter cups. Have you ever owned a black cat? What a wasted opportunity.
Right?
No, not a black cat. I do have a cat that lives with my dad in New York. Great.
That's not her cat, then.
Exactly. If you could point your finger and do something magic like Sabrina does, what would it be? Jesus Christ.
How about, like, who are you dating?
Can you... Not only are these questions horrible, but can you imagine picking up the phone and having to answer this shit? She says she'd like to stop time. All right.
Whatever.
And if you could turn your closet into a magic closet that would transport you anywhere, where would it lead? It would be a direct route to Florence, Italy. And then it says in parentheses, Melissa visited Florence for the first time this summer while taking a 3-week college class. Great.
That would be more interesting information, honestly.
We polled about 500 Yaks Corner is the section of the newspaper. It's mostly for kids, or younger readers.
Well, that explains why this sucks. Okay.
Yeah. We polled about 500 Yaks Corner readers on what they plan to be for Halloween. One of the top choices for girls was a pretty witch or a Sabrina witch. Not really a question.
Right.
She does say that's really flattering.
I was going to say, like, how does that make you feel? That would be something.
Can you tell us something you've never told another reporter? That's at least maybe a kind of interesting question. But what do they expect? I killed a man. Rena.
Right. This is how I got my period the first time.
What
like,
the fuck?
Like, how personal are we going to get here? We're going to go from, have you ever owned a black cat, to what's your deepest, darkest secret?
Here's my most fucked up sexual fantasy. I wear a toe ring on my left foot. I've been wearing it for 1.5 years.
Ew.
I got it from my boyfriend on our 1-year anniversary. We were in Hawaii.
Ew.
Yeah.
Take it off and wash it. You freak.
Do you read or answer your fan mail? My 17-year-old sister and her best friend are in charge of my fan mail, so that's a no. They pick out what I should sign. They point out anything special, anything for a charity. Okay, this is by Janice Campbell. Janice, are you 5?
I think maybe because it's for younger readers, maybe she's a younger writer. Maybe she's in high school or something.
Okay.
And maybe you just ruined her whole fucking life because you just hurt her self-esteem.
Okay,
dick.
Miss Campbell, if you are under 18 years old, then this is a fantastic job. And I think that you have a hell of a career ahead of you.
There you go.
If you are an adult journalist, resign. And then it says you can write to Melissa at Melissa Joan Hart, care of ABC. This is the most generic thing. This is not getting to her. If you can write to Melissa at Melissa Joan Hart, care of ABC Television, 2040 Avenue of the Stars, Los Angeles, California, 90067.
Why would anybody write to her? She just said she doesn't read it.
Right. If you want to write to Melissa's sisters.
Right, exactly.
Ask what their next movie is going to be for their slumber party. As far as stuff for little kids goes, it's not bad.
Yeah.
But it was fun to make fun of.
Yes.
All right. So before we talk about the film, before we find out what these kooky teenagers did last summer, you've got some things to find out from me.
Yeah, we have our own fan mail to discuss here.
That's true. We read our fan mail. We don't respond to all of our fan mail, but we read all of our fan mail.
We do read it. And I'm very happy about our fan mail today.
Okay. Because it's shitting on me.
Yes. Okay. We got 3 emails here.
Right.
We got one from Rich, who says, "Hey, what's up? Hi, Mark."
Shitty name, Rich.
Don't be mean.
I'm just joking.
"Hey, what's up? Hi, Mark and Carol. I love the show. I think my favorite episode was 9 months. It's one of my favorite episodes, too, by
Such
the
a
way."
random episode.
No, it's not. We were, we talked about some interesting stuff.
Okay.
With,
check out Hugh Grant in 9 months.
Yeah, that's it. Anyways.
9 months, the amount of time he's been in jail. He didn't go to jail.
He should have gone to jail.
His career went to jail.
You two are absolutely hilarious. Thank you. That being said, Mark, you cannot do impressions.
Fuck you.
I mean, it's funny, and please keep doing it, but it's not accurate. Thanks, guys. Please keep up the great work. Thank you, Rich.
Yeah.
Very much appreciated.
Thanks, Rich.
Next is from Andrea. So it's Mark and Carol.
Sure, it's Andrea, not Andrea.
It is. It's Andrea. Okay. Your show is the best one out there, and I have never laughed so hard as when listening to you two. Aw.
That's a good compliment.
Thank
Our show
you.
being the best one out there is not as much of a compliment, seeing as we are the only show that exists right now in 1997.
Well, there's some radio shows. I guess it's kind of comparable.
Sure.
Mark asked to write in about his impressions, which are not good.
Damn it.
But I'm guessing...
I love how much joy you're getting out of this.
But I'm guessing that is kind of the point. Anyway, just wanted to take the opportunity to drop you a line and tell you how much I love the show. Andrea. Thank you, Andrea. We appreciate it. And we do. Even you. He's getting all sulky.
Yeah. You don't think my Jimmy Stewart impression's good?
And this next one just came in just right before we were recording, so you just made it, Julie.
Okay.
Hey, Carol and Mark, Julie here.
Mm-hmm.
I love your tapes. They are all that and a bag of chips. Aw,
Very
thank
fun.
you.
Cool
Mark?
beans, Julie.
Mark, are you sitting down here, honey?
Yeah, I'm right. I'm sitting down because I'm going to want to stand up. Is that what's going on?
You're good at impressions.
Okay.
Not all of them, like your Al Pacino from the latest episode, but you're good at most of them.
That wasn't...
See, she and I are on the same page because I think that too. Like, most of your impressions are good. That one sucked.
That Al Pacino one's not a real impression. I can't do Al Pacino.
Right. Your Shaggy is hilarious. Agreed.
No, thank you.
Love you guys so much, and you always leave me laughing or thinking hard about the movie you're talking about. My favorite segment is Massive Love. Me too. Thanks so much for all you do, Julie.
Well, Julie is my favorite writer right now.
Thank you so much, Julie, and thank you, all of you, really, for taking the time to write in.
Yes, thank you for writing in.
We appreciate it.
I did ask for it.
You did. You opened yourself up there, sir.
Well, speaking of opening yourself up, Jennifer Love Hewitt and Buffy's own Sarah Michelle Gellar, someone named... What's the other fucker in this?
Freddie Prinze Jr.
Freddie Prinze Jr. I have things to say about him. And the other one.
Ryan Phillippe.
Yeah, well, that's his name. Fancy name, dude. Fancy name for a blonde fucking border collie looking dude.
Yeah, he does not look Spanish.
Anyway, so speaking of wide open, that's how I started this. I started this on. These kids left themselves wide open to be stalked and murdered.
Sure.
after what they did last summer. Fucking nailed the landing, Carol.
There you go. I mean, I was also thinking, being, opened up with a fish hook, but,
Yeah, I guess some of them were.
Or, how Julie spread her legs. She was pretty wide open there.
Who's Julie?
Isn't that her fucking name? Jennifer Love Hewitt's character?
Oh, I don't remember. But, yeah, I think Julie Jones or something like that. I was thinking of the woman that just wrote us. It's like, no. We're not.
What the fuck?
That was the first Julie that came to mind since you just mentioned her. Like, no, we're not disrespecting the one person that thought my impression was good.
Wow.
Yeah, she gave it up for Freddie Prinze Jr.
I mean, who wouldn't? But
oh wow, really?
Really?
Well, who wouldn't want to fuck Jennifer Love Hewitt then?
I would.
Yeah,
Just saying.
I'd pay to see that.
I mean, honestly, all four of them are fuckable, but probably Ryan Phillippe is like the least attractive.
Agreed. By far. No offense, Ryan Phillippe. But anyway, I did call you a border collie. I don't know. So this is the first movie I've seen this Freddie Prinze Jr. in. But he is a junior. And do you know why? Do you know anything about...
I don't. I know nothing.
You don't know anything about Freddie Prinze.
You know what, though? Whenever I hear somebody
father.
call him Freddie Prinze Jr., and I'm looking at his face and stuff, I picture him like Jughead with a crown.
What?
Because, like, if he had a crown on, he'd look kind of like Jughead. And when you say Prince, then I picture him with a crown.
Oh, my God. That was a big reach.
Was that too much information into the weirdness that is my brain?
No, it's fine. But Jughead's dad was Chico. Chico and the Man.
I don't know who that is.
It's a show in the 70s.
Well, then that explains why I don't know who it is.
Chico
Grandpa.
and the Man. What the fuck? The 70s wasn't that long ago?
It's long enough ago.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, not to be my grandpa. I guess I'll call you Daddy.
Will you?
Maybe if you're good.
I can wear a crown. But yeah, Chico and the Man. It was a show in the 70s. And his dad was the star of it. He was Chico.
Okay.
I think... I'm trying to remember now. I think Jack Albertson was the other guy in Scatman Crothers. Was in it too. Do you know Scatman Crothers?
No.
Bet you do.
I don't, though.
Bet you do.
Okay, I don't recognize his name.
You know The Shining?
Uh-huh.
You know the cook guy that also has The Shining?
Uh-huh.
That's Scatman Crothers.
Oh, cool.
But anyway, I think it was like fucking Junkyard or something like that. But it was on from 74 to 78.
Okay, why do you know so fucking much about this show from the 70s?
Why do I know that Jose Feliciano recorded or composed the theme music?
Uh-huh.
I don't know, because I'm a fucking huge fan of Chico and the Man. It was on NBC.
Can I just say something?
Say everything.
You were not allowed, you were not allowed in the 70s.
I was what? I was not allowed in the 70s? Once it turned from 69 to 1970, they said, no, you got to sit this decade out. You can come back in the 80s. She's right, though. I was put in suspended animation from January 1st, 1970.
That explains so much.
31st, 1979. And then I was allowed to resume my life.
Suspended animation. That's why he's the grandpa and yet still fuckable.
Wow.
It all makes sense now.
Anyway.
So, this movie
Yes.
is pretty cool. Like, it reminds me of, it starts out they're talking about an urban legend, but the whole movie is just like an urban legend come to life.
Yes, yeah. It's So it's written by Kevin Williamson, who also wrote Scream.
Okay, well that explains it.
Yeah, you can see a lot of it. It's not meta in the same way that Scream is. They're not self-aware that they're not referencing horror movies and shit like that. They're talking about urban legends, and they're in the midst of an urban legend, essentially. But it's a little more simplistic than that too, in the end.
I guess.
Than an urban legend.
I think urban legends are generally pretty simplistic.
Yeah.
But, okay, so they're graduating from high school.
Yeah.
And they go to the beach, the four of them, to party and celebrate and whatever.
It's the summer, and Jennifer Love Hewitt is who we have seen in Party of Five.
Yeah.
And she's, quite attractive.
I think Sarah Michelle Gellar is way more attractive.
I disagree.
Okay.
But I think Sarah Michelle Gellar is extremely attractive in this movie, too.
I mean,
they're
very pretty girls.
They're both very attractive. And, objectively, you might be right. But Jennifer Love Hewitt is more my taste as far as ladies go.
Okay.
And, yeah, it's like they're four young, hip, on the cusp of things stars. That's what it feels like.
Right. Well,
because she's already Buffy.
Right.
And that show's pretty popular.
It's weird though. Her hair is longer in this movie than it is in Buffy. And it kept throwing me off. For a while. What?
For a while.
Okay.
It gets cut off eventually.
Yeah, but I'm saying, I think it might have been hair extensions.
Yeah, you might. You're probably right. It was probably... Because they made a big deal about it, about her hair. It was part of her character traits.
Yeah. So, I really liked it, though. I think she should grow it out.
Yeah, looked nice.
Anyway.
Would you like to talk about the fashion of the film?
No.
So talk about Jennifer Love Hewitt in that super tight shirt, spinning around, being like, "Where are you?"
I didn't notice the tightness of her shirt.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
No, I did.
Well, good for you. So they all
you noticed Freddie Prinze Jr.'s crown.
They go to the beach to celebrate graduation, and Ryan Phillippe's character is completely drunk. Mm-hmm. And I think it's so funny that at one point, him and Sarah Michelle Gellar are together. We really should remember their names, but I don't.
I don't know.
And then...
what their names are.
God, they all have multiple names. Except Ryan Phillippe. So you got Freddie Prinze Jr.,
yeah,
Sarah Michelle Gellar, Jennifer Love Hewitt. It's weird.
Some would say Ryan Phillippe is a multiple name, too, because it's more than one.
Shut up. Shut the fuck up.
How fuckable. I know.
Keep talking, Grandpa.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so he's super drunk, and Sarah Michelle Gellar is talking about what a great life they're going to have together. And she's listing off all the things that are going to happen.
He's going to be
one of those
famous
things,
quarterback.
Yeah.
She's going to be an actress in soap operas in New York.
And then she says, and then I will let you impregnate me, and you'll go to rehab. That's part of her, we're going to have a lovely life scenario, is he goes to rehab.
Well, it's better than him continuing to do drugs.
But I mean, it's like, maybe think about your life choices right now.
Right. You don't have to let the guy that needs to go to rehab impregnate you.
Exactly.
I'll let you impregnate me. A weird way to say that.
Well, and as she was climbing on top of him, now, when does that happen?
Right.
And then Jennifer Love Hewitt was a virgin, I think.
Yes.
And then they had sex. So.
That's the most unbelievable thing about this movie.
Right. And then it's okay, so they're driving home, and the one dude is so drunk, so Freddie Prinze Jr. is going to drive. And, I mean, he's so drunk that, he's nobody drives my car but me while he's getting in the back seat. That's how drunk he is.
Right.
And he ends up being a complete douche and spilling his liquor all over the driver and distracting him, so he hits the guy standing in the middle of the road.
Yep. And presumably kills him.
But at first they thought it was a deer.
But this is the most indestructible human being in the world, apparently.
Apparently. I mean, he was definitely, bleeding, and he flew up in the air and shit.
Well, yeah, they think it's a deer because they're on, like, a coastal highway. I think this is supposed to be in East Coast, because they're talking about going to school in Boston. She's talking about going to New York and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think they're supposed to be, like, in a Massachusetts, like, seaside town or something like that.
Or, like, Maine, Vermont. Like.
Yeah, it's a fishing village that they live in.
Right.
So it's one of those East Coast fishing village places. And they're at this like seaside road with, kind of rolling mountains and everything. So it makes sense that they don't think, oh, there's somebody out here in the middle of this freeway in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, and there was nothing around that would give the impression that the person was, like, there wasn't a car or...
Right, exactly.
Anything, but...
So, they hit him. They go and see him. His face is covered in blood. They hit him so hard, going so fast, he rolled up the fucking car, smacked Ryan Phillippe in the face, and was thrown into the highway.
And he's covered in blood, and he's like, it's not mine. So, I mean, the guy was, like, massively bleeding.
Exactly. And then David from Roseanne rolls up.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about him.
He's not in the movie a lot.
No.
But he is horribly miscast.
Why do you say that?
Because he's supposed to be this, like, fucking badass, working class, I hate the rich people in this town guy.
Okay.
And he doesn't come across as tough in any way.
I didn't get that impression at all.
Well, he's like, oh, you almost got the rich boy act down. Get away from my car. All of a sudden, that's what he's supposed to be.
I guess. I mean, just because he's taunting the one guy for pretending to be rich doesn't say to me that he's supposed to be tough.
He also stands up to Ryan Phillippe, too. Like, Ryan Phillippe's trying to bully him and shit like that before this happens. And he's, like, standing up to her, and he's trying to hit on Jennifer Love Hewitt. It's just, like, you're not saying it because it's him.
Yeah.
It's David from Roseanne. The guy that got pushed around by 4'8" fucking...
Right.
What's her name? What is her name?
Darlene in the show, but I can't think of her name in real life.
Gilbert is her last name.
Sarah Gilbert.
Yeah, I think it's Sarah Gilbert. Melissa Gilbert is her sister or cousin or aunt or something.
I don't know.
She was on Little House on the Prairie.
Okay.
But anyway, so...
That's so funny. But you're right. It's just because he's wrapped up in this small, dorky package. It didn't even occur to me he's supposed to be a bad boy.
Right. And he's supposed to be. But so I just think it's, like, bad casting. He's a good actor. Mm-hmm. He was in Christmas Vacation. I mean, he's a good actor. But, yeah, not for this role. He needs to play a dork, like you said. Like a small, dorky science guy.
Right.
That would be a great role for him. And he's good at comedy, so something like that.
Yeah.
Hollywood, are you listening?
But yeah, he was there, and he becomes a suspect for what's going to happen because he was there.
Right. Yeah, he pulls up and he's like, "Hey, what's going on? You got car trouble or whatever? A brand new car. Look at that." And like he talks exactly like that in this movie. And that's one of my fine impersonations. And they're like, "Oh no, Ryan Phillippe's drunk." The actor Ryan Phillippe, and he starts pretending to throw up on the side of the road.
Which it seems like...
Where they've hauled the body.
Yeah. Seems like him being drunk is just an always thing. It's kind of sad.
Yeah, that's why he needs rehab.
Right.
So they discuss what they should do.
So first they have determined that he's dead.
Yeah.
And this is his body. And what are they going to do with it?
It was a very elementary conversation. Well, he's dead. And this is his body. Oh, that rock's not his body? Nope, right there, that one.
They decide to throw him into the ocean.
Well, so the debate is, Jennifer Love Hewitt's like, let's call the police.
Yeah.
We'll tell them it was an accident, came out of nowhere. Freddie Prinze Jr.'s like, look, I'm not rich like you people. I actually have to pay for the consequences of my actions. And this is called vehicular manslaughter.
Yeah. And he was driving.
And he would have gone to jail.
Yeah.
And probably had to pay a fine.
And
he might not have gone to jail for like a long time. Might have only been like a couple of years, but like
that's a long time.
Yeah, it's a long time for an 18-year-old.
Yeah. I mean, like, they're just starting their life.
Yeah. So they resolve that all they can do, and Brian Phillippe just wants to fucking get rid of the body because, he's rich and everything. He doesn't want another scandal. And so they resolve that they're going to throw it into the ocean, like you said.
So now it's a year later.
No.
No?
Yes, eventually, but first they go to throw him in the ocean.
Oh yeah,
and he fucking jump scares them by like grabbing at one of their arms, so he's alive.
Which makes no sense because they did check for a pulse and stuff, and he looks all pulverized. It's like in a real life scenario, he would not be alive.
It makes no sense that teenagers didn't check adequately to see.
Okay.
But no, you're right though. In reality, with what happened to him and everything, he would have fucking bled out too if he hadn't been dead already.
Yeah, that's true.
But they throw him into the ocean. So
then you got to assume he's dead because he's bleeding in the ocean and drowning now.
Yeah.
So I mean, the assumption obviously is death.
By the way, if you haven't seen the movie, go see the movie. As always, because we're going to spoil it because it's a kind of a murder mystery thing.
Right. So now it's a year later.
Yes, now it's a year later, and all these events were last summer. And
Jennifer Love Hewitt is going home for the summer.
Yes.
And it turns out she's very depressed and failing her classes.
Well, yeah, she's racked with enormous guilt over murdering a human being.
She seems to be the most affected. The others don't really seem as affected.
Well, so I think they're all affected in their own way.
Yeah.
Because Buffy, she was going to go to New York and be a fucking actress, and she's back working with her sister, the teacher from Billy Madison, in the shop there in the little village and everything. And Jennifer Love Hewitt's like, oh, I thought you were going to go to New York. And she was like, I went for a little bit, but it didn't really work out. She didn't even give it a full year to try to break into acting, which is like nothing.
Yeah.
So I think she gave up because she just didn't, you know what I mean? Like she
didn't feel like she deserved it.
Yeah, I think that's part of it. Freddie Prinze Jr. ends up working on a boat instead of following in his father's footsteps as an actor. I'm not going to say that's poor taste.
Oh, okay.
I was going to tell him not to follow completely in his father. His father killed himself.
Oh, jeez.
Or died of a drug overdose. One of those two. I can't remember.
That was not important. That was in poor taste.
But I didn't say it.
But you did.
I explained to you what I was thinking.
Same thing. Anyway.
Yeah.
And then so then Ryan Phillippe is just drunk. That's his whole character arc, and that's exactly
and maybe that's part of it.
But he was already drunk before, so
he was drunk when we saw him, but it was 4th of July. I mean, but he was drunker than the rest of them. Yeah. That's true.
It wasn't 4th of July, was it?
Yeah, it was 4th of July weekend.
I thought they just graduated.
No, it was 4th of July weekend. That's why they were at that party. That's why they had the big Buffy wins the beauty contest.
Oh yeah. She got like a little Miss Fishing Town.
Yeah, Miss Fishing. That's what they call it. Miss Fishing Town. It's not the most prestigious.
Right.
Anytime you have a beauty contest and there's fish involved.
Definitely downgrades it a bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jennifer Love Hewitt is at home with her mom. We find out she's failing her classes and everything, and she gets some mail.
Yeah, you've got mail.
But it's not postmarked.
Yeah, why does this not raise any alarms for her mom? Her mom's like, oh, you got something in the mail. There's no stamp or return address.
Right, and she just hands her this envelope. And when she opens it, it says, I know what you did last summer.
Yeah. It's a very simplistic, effective premise for a movie.
Yeah. And so this dude, or, whoever, is following them all and sending them all messages and being fucking creepy.
Yeah.
And they've got to figure out who saw them, who knows. Which I would think, the first One, I think they thought it was the guy that played David.
Yes, right? But then he gets killed.
Yeah.
Fairly instantly.
Yeah.
So instead of going through the whole plot of the movie, because it's a fairly breezy movie.
It is.
Really. It's about an hour and a half or so, I think, which, is appropriate for a horror kind of, poppy movie like this. There's a few things there's a few specific things.
Sure, go for it, yeah.
I kind of want to talk about. First, this guy seems almost supernatural.
Yes.
I know he's not. It turns out that he's not. But he does a lot of things that seem very supernatural.
Oh,
to me.
I agree. Yeah. Like the trunk.
Yes. That's the first thing that I was going to bring up. He puts, because we were talking about him, he puts David from, I think his name's Johnny Galecki.
There you go, yeah.
He puts him in Jennifer Love Hewitt's trunk and just fucking fills it with crabs. Crawling all around him and inside of him and everything, like all over him, right?
Gross.
She opens her fucking trunk and she's like, "Oh my god, he's there!" And then she runs to get Freddie Prinze Jr. and Buffy to tell him, or no, Ryan Phillippe and Buffy to tell, because they haven't talked to Freddie Prinze Jr. yet, to talk to them and it's like say, "Hey, I don't know how long they're gone, but it couldn't have been that long." And when they come back, it's gone.
Yeah, there's no
Every
fucking way.
trace of it is gone.
Yeah, it's not even like wet in there. I mean, it didn't seem like there was a smell based on their reaction.
I want to see the behind the scenes of this.
Right.
Where this fucking killer dumps all that shit in there. And then when she's like waiting in the bushes for her to leave, grabs the body, like grabs all the crabs, like corrals them, puts them in a net, fucking like power vacs the back of it, detailing her car. And for what?
Exactly.
They don't think she's crazy because at this point Ryan Phillippe has already been fucking hit with a car.
Yeah.
So like they don't think she's being nuts.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not like he's gaslighting her or whatever. It's weird. And then obviously now we're going to really spoil the movie. Turns out they think for a long time in this movie that it's this guy David Egan that they killed because he was found in the water that night. Turns out this is very convenient for our group of likable teenagers. The guy they hit, they didn't actually kill, so that's off their conscience. Plus, he's a murderer.
Right.
Because his daughter died in an accident with David Egan the year before that, at the same point in the road. And he killed David Egan before they hit him.
That's what he was doing in the middle of the road.
Exactly. And he survived being hit by a car, being driven out to the fucking ocean, thrown into the ocean, survived it all.
Oh, yeah. And he doesn't even look scarred up or anything.
No, he looks fine.
Yeah.
No, like, did he have to go through a year of physical therapy? Is that why it took him till now? But it's ridiculous.
Yeah, and we find this out because they're talking to the sister of the Egan dude.
Yeah.
And she shows them what she thinks is his suicide note that says something like, "I'll never forget last summer," or something like that, or "what you did," or something like that.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, that's not a suicide note. That's a death threat. And then they realize, that that they're not looking for David. They're looking for
the big thing that makes
the dad.
The big thing that makes Jennifer Love Hewitt realize it is that she says, I know it was him. I saw the tattoo that said Susie on his arm. And she goes, he didn't have a tattoo. And then she's like, well, what the fuck?
Yeah. Well, it was like in the same scene.
Yeah. Then she puts it all together. She goes to the computer and on fucking AOL and takes 2 hours to pull up 4 stories and finds it.
And so they figured that out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
The thought left your head.
It did. You go to your next thing, and then I'll remember.
Okay. So There are a couple things that I thought were somewhat...
Wait, I remember.
Okay, what is it?
Okay, Freddie Prinze Jr. was apparently making time with Egan's sister.
Well, not really. It's not like he was fucking her.
Well, she said they were sweet on each other for about a minute. That's what she said.
Really?
Yeah, he was coming around. Billy Blue. And then, she sees his boat's Billy Blue, and she freaks out. She thinks it's him.
This is weird, too, because it's after she's figured out that it's the dad.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden she questions herself, and she's like, it's you!
And what I don't understand, though, is she's so mad at him, too. She's like, you were the one, with his sister, and, like, why are you jealous? Like, I mean, she seemed really genuinely upset that he was...
I don't think she was jealous. I think she thought that he was the killer.
Well, that, too, but, I mean, she also seemed like just really...
I mean, I don't care that you killed him as much.
I think it was
that you killed our friends as much as the fact that you were flirting with another girl.
Well, I was away at school.
Wow.
I don't know. It just seemed weird to me. Her whole reaction to him.
That part I thought was unnecessary.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
And then he ends up, like, saving her, so stupid bitch.
But, I mean, it's just dumb that she figures it out, and then she's just like, oh, wait, no, I was wrong. It's you. Mm-hmm. It's just you, Freddie Prinze Jr. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, she's a little weird.
But there's a scene where he kills Bridget Wilson, Miss Pete Sampras, the mom from fucking... Not the mom, the teacher from Billy Madison.
Oh, yeah.
He kills her.
Her sister.
Yeah, Buffy's sister in the movie, who's an asshole to Buffy.
Oh, yeah.
He kills her.
Elsa.
Yeah, that's right. That's her name, Elsa. He kills her, and she didn't really have anything to do with it. Johnny Galecki didn't have anything to do with it either.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, that's true. He's just killing all the people related to it. But he also kills Sarah Michelle Gellar and Ryan Phillippe.
Yeah, and he kills a random sheriff, too.
Yeah. That was messed up.
Yeah, it was.
Like, why the fuck would the sheriff not listen to her? What a stupid... I'm like, he deserved to die. I didn't even feel bad.
Agreed. But there's a cool scene where he's killing Buffy. Which,
it's a very cool scene.
I mean, it's not super realistic because they're having a parade at night. They had a parade earlier in the day.
Yeah.
Now they're having a marching parade at night.
That's weird.
Which is like, one, who does that? Because the fireworks are supposed to be the show at night. Two, how much does this fucking town orgasms over fucking 4th of July, I guess.
They must not have much going on.
But also, she's in an alley. There's for whatever reason, there's tires just piled at the end of this alley for convenient hiding, I guess. And she's like 2 feet away from the marching band. You're telling me one of those marching band people didn't look over to their left at all, ever, and didn't see that?
Of course not. They're in the marching band. Why do you think...
Have you ever been in a marching band?
Well, no, but...
You're purporting to know that they are stock straight ahead. The marching band directors all over the country are like, if you dare look to the left or the right, it's the lash for you.
They're not supposed to be looking around, and if they're playing an instrument, and they're blowing in it and stuff, I don't think they're going to be looking in the darkened alleyways.
I'm just thinking about you saying blowing.
Blowing.
Anyway, so I think it's weird. Some elements of it are weird, but it's a really cool shot. It's a very cool overhead shot of her getting attacked, the marching band here, and you can see she almost made it. You can see the little separation.
Yeah.
Which makes it tragic, and there's a contrast between the darkness of the alley and the black of the tires and all that stuff, and the fireworks and the light of next to her. So it's all kind of, it's very artistic. So I liked that shot.
That was cool. I agree.
But overall, I would say fantastic movie. What did you think about the final solution? Not Hitler's final solution. I should rephrase that.
Wow. Okay.
About the about the reveal of who it was. Do you think it made sense? Do you think it was good, bad?
Kind of. I mean, the whole movie is kind of a stretch. It's like, it's not a like realistic movie, but it's a horror movie. So, but yeah, I mean, it was a fine explanation. It was definitely not something that we could have guessed or anticipated.
Not really, no. What about the ending? The very end of the movie.
I think that was stupid. And like, because what they do is like, it's another year later, and she's on the phone, presumably with Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yes.
He's in New York. What is he doing in New York? Because, like, hello, he was a fisherman. It's not like he had aspirations to go to college, but now he's in college in New York.
Well, he's going to college because he doesn't have that guilt anymore.
Okay.
Guilt makes you not go to college or do bad in college if you go to college.
Right. So she's acing her classes, and he's in college, and they're going to see each other in 2 weeks.
She's about to take a shower.
Everything's so happy.
She's about to take a shower or has just taken a shower.
Mm-hmm.
She's wearing the world's most secure towel,
right?
Which, that's a nice part of the ending.
I think she wasn't wet, so I think that she was about to get in the shower, not
or
getting
you
out
though?
of the shower.
Yeah, I guess she was about to get into the shower. She turned the shower on, and then she went to take a phone call.
But somebody gave her like, "Oh, this came for you in the mail." Her
Looks
roommate
like
or
the
whatever.
same handwriting.
Yeah, so she's all freaked out. But it's just an invitation to like an ice cream social or some shit.
Yes. Talk about grandpa. It came from the fraternity that's still in 1956. Come to our ice cream social.
I like ice cream social.
I think it was like a beer and fucking pool party or something like that.
Whatever.
It said beer, like bold letters on it.
So
she just saw hot fudge.
But she looks scared, and then she sees what it is, and she literally laughs at herself, like, "Oh, I'm so silly." And I'm thinking, like, it's not silly because you're fucking traumatized.
Right,
It
exactly.
makes sense.
Yeah.
And then something comes through the mirror at her.
Well, she goes back into the bathroom, and in steam on the shower door, it says, "I still know."
And then something comes through the mirror at her.
Just jumps, breaks the glass, and it's dressed like the fishermen do.
It's ridiculous.
Who, in the end, I guess they didn't kill.
Maybe they did, and now it's his ghost.
Because his fucking hand gets snapped off, and then he gets thrown into the ocean. And it's
they couldn't find the body again.
But I'm sure they're gonna find it. I'm sure, like, he's still alive. They leave it. They supposedly left it open for a sequel. I thought that's what they were doing. But then does he kill? Like, so this is what I want to know, because horror movies have done this for a long time, since the end of Carrie in 1976, when Carrie's fucking hand, Sissy Spacek's hand, comes up through that grave and grabs her. Right. Jason jumping out of the lake at the end of Friday the 13th, all that stuff, right? So here's my question. Is that real? Was that done just for a jump scare? Did that really happen? Was it a hallucination, trauma, nightmare, or something like that? Because if they're going to make a sequel, which I presume they'd want to.
Yeah.
They already made the Scream sequel that's coming out at the end of this year that we'll go see. I assume they'd want to do the same thing with this. So would just Jennifer Love Hewitt's dead then?
I don't know. I mean, I think if they were to do a sequel, it would have to have been a dream or something.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, like, she's the main character.
Yeah.
So.
But anyway, good movie.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it a lot. I would say go see it.
Go see it, and just, keep in mind it's, a horror movie, not a real life thing. So
that's true.
It's okay. It's okay that it's stupid.
Unlike most of the movies we watch, which are all real life.
Oh yeah, very
they
serious.
They all really happen.
Yes.
Anyway, that's our episode for the week. Carol, tell the people everything they need to know.
So you can write us at latefee1994 at AOL.com.
Mm-hmm.
Check out our website at www.retrolatefee.com
Yes.
and share the tapes with your friends.
All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.